Aloha. Hey, that little groove we were talking about, the piano recap, what we want to do is be able to sight read a C major and a C minor by knowing that the bottom line of the treble clef is that E. Did a great job reading that this week. I'm going to hold it up here just for reference. Don't worry about this top line here, I guess, unless you want to look at the first note for actual C major reference. But when we played it up top here, yes, we had a C major on the treble clef, and yes, we had a C major on the bass clef. But when we go to our next grouping of notes, we'll see that there are flats here. When we deduced that we had a number of 3 flats, and that is E flat, we would see that the lowest line on the treble clef is that E, thusly turning our happy chord into a sad chord. The concept I wanted to lay home this week was this. If we play a major chord, and we've been working on seeing a major chord in like the C3 register, when we take this major third, minor third, and then perfect fourth, we get this octave. 1, 3, 5, 1. It's actually what we do for warm-ups. Anywho, when we play this C up top here and we only play the E as the root note of that foundation in this register, it becomes an interval. It becomes the minor third, then the perfect fourth, and then yes, we add the major third. This is what we call a first inversion. Second inversion uses the fifth of the chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when we play these notes, we're quite literally taking that last grouping, that harmony, the minor third, and we're putting it up top. So when we go down all the way to the C2 register, if we play a C major in any sort of like groove using 1, 3, 5, 6, it feels as if it's a little too happy. So what we do is we kind of take this C out of this foundation, put it up top if you want, but we're going to have an E, we're going to have a G, and then a B flat. That B flat is the construction of having a major triad, 1, 3, 5, and then constructing a diminished off of the third. E will go to G, G would go to B flat. That would exhibit a flat 3 from an E major. 1, 3, 5. E, G sharp, B. Flat 3, G natural. Flat 5, B flat. That's where we get our C7. So what I'd like you to do is practice just that, playing it naturally with the 3. And then switching your hand to playing a 7. Next week, we're going to work on using our F major inversion and feeling. And moving through a bass line. 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1. That's all we're doing this week. 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1. Half note, quarter, quarter, half note, quarter, quarter, staccato, legato, staccato, but using the pedal. Do is we're going to make a little groove in the key of C, the key of F, and the key of G. But we're not going to be moving all around the piano like this. We're going to center it for a C, also using a C7. And what do we do here? We could also use that note, because that's part of that phrasing. So is F major. Instead of playing it here, we move the C down. And then when we move that up to a G, it's right in our playing sphere. What we're going to talk about next week is how to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1, how to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1. All Mixolydian modes, all major chords. And then we're going to talk about how to take the minor third and float it right into the major third. Hear how that grooves? We have a couple different ways to call it. One way of calling it is like a bebop Dorian. So if you get, you can use it for almost all the chords. It works really well for blues. And what we're going to talk about is how that scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1, is a wonderful scale to start with when trying to play. So for this week, if all we take away from this video is 1, flat 3, flat 5, which is an E diminished, and then playing a C, E, G, and then maybe an A once in a while, and back to a G. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, 1, 3, 5, 6, 1, 3. And you know what? Have fun with it. Make sure we're staying in rhythm. And if you can't get the groove, just slow it down. It's great seeing you. Aloha.